Right, I thought it was time for another wee get ready with me, so I'm just going to get straight in. I've got the GRWM lip rehab because my lips are a wee bit dry and I want to put them on before I start my eye makeup. So for those of you who don't know, I live in Scotland. We are having a heat wave just now, which is probably normal weather for a lot of countries, but for us it's really warm. So I'm going to go in with my Shine Control solution. This is the Deep Action range from Superdrug, because when it's warm, the shine comes through. So I've been buying way too much makeup online during this lockdown, because, you know, browsing online is one of the few things that we're still allowed to do. Have you guys been doing that? Is it just me? You know, what have you bought? What's something that you bought during lockdown that you've been trying to talk yourself out of buying, but you've gave in while you've been stuck in? Let me know. So, one of the things I treated myself to was the Norvina Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3. Don't have the other ones, but 3 was the only one I wanted. And I've been eyeing this up for ages, and it was finally on Beauty Bay, so I thought, I'm getting that. So primer wise, I'm using the P. Louise base. Mine's is in Rumour number 1. Flynn is pottering around in the background. That was nowhere near enough product. What am I doing? I don't think he's loving this heat wave because, you know, he's a hairy rug. We'll see if he wants to come up for a hug and say hi. If he comes over here, but for just now he is exploring. Yeah, so I don't know why. Every so often when I've been using this, I've been using way too much product, and now I'm going like overly cautious. And I almost can't remember how much I need because I just haven't been doing my makeup lately. So me and lockdown apparently are not friends. I've pretty much been going a little bit nocturnal, staying up far later than I should, napping all day. It's been really bad. So first eyeshadow, as always, is the Makeup Obsession Pearl, because this is just kind of like a nice matte skin tone, well for me skin tone, to set down the brow bone area, even out the colour. And it means when we start going in with like transition and crease colours, it's got some powder to kind of blend out with, which I find is an easier way to blend it out. So this is literally my first step, like every time I do my makeup, is to put on a colour like this. Kind of gutted because Makeup Obsession have discontinued this eyeshadow. I don't know what I'm going to do. Help me. They should bring it back. It's amazing. So I'm just going to grab a fluffy blending brush. Let's start with this guy. I love the packaging. I think I wanted this mostly because of the packaging, and then thankfully the colours turned out to be cute as well. So I'm going to focus on kind of these three. So the ones that almost match the outside packaging. So I'm going to use this as my transition colour, this for the crease and this for the lid. And then I might do some shimmer as well. We'll just see how we're feeling when that's all in place. So this is the first weekend that the lockdown's been relaxed in Scotland, so that people are apparently allowed to travel within their own council area, and they're allowed to meet up with another household outdoors as long as they still stay apart. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people will be having a really nice weekend, getting to see family again. With this weather, there'll probably be lots and lots of barbecues, which I'm jealous of. I love a good barbecue. So what have you guys been binge watching? That's the other thing. So this is how I am keeping up my time when I'm awake. I've been binge watching so many series. So like I finished Suits. I'm on Lucifer because somebody had advised that I would enjoy that. I've been watching 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. but I can't binge watch that because it's one episode a week, and you know, I'm just waiting on the next one coming out. YouTube wise, been watching lots of the hairdressing fails because there's just been lots of them coming out during the lockdown. I'm just going to get an angled crease brush for the deeper red. I've been watching Bailey Sari and Murder Mystery Makeup because I love those videos. I love the way she presents the stories. I love how thorough she is with her research, not just into like what happened, but whatever she can find out about the people, you know, their life up to that point as well. So it's always fun. So this palette is really nice and pigmented. It's blending really smoothly. Kind of knew it would. I've had Anastasia palettes before. I managed to even light the Subculture and Prism palettes, which a lot of people had problems with, so I knew this was pretty a safe bet for me. See you. I will say that first colour came off a little bit more pink than I had expected, but it works anyway, so that's fine. So I'm still working from home. There's not any kind of information about when I will be going back into the office just yet. So that's going to be the next big change, hopefully, will be getting to go back in. Because I feel like that's, I know your work's not supposed to be your life and everything, but it is a big part of your life, and that's the people that I'm used to seeing day to day, and pretty much how I'm used to socialising day to day. So that for me has been the big thing missing. My other socialising is obviously walking Flynn, because everybody around here loves Flynn, and I think more people know his name than my name, which is nice. So before I go in with that blue, because it is quite pale, I'm just going to put a little bit of the Illamasqua Skin Base Lift Brightening Concealer in, well, it's the white shade, it's W Light. I'm just going to put some of that on a P. Louise brush and just kind of brighten up that area. We're not really doing a cut crease, so I'm not going to be overly precise with it. I just want this to be a little bit more vibrant than if I put it down just straight on its own. I need a little bit more of that concealer. But yeah, I've seen so many people that are doing like really crazy creative stuff with their makeup and like exploring, trying new things. And I wish I was doing that, but I'm sleeping instead. What can I say? Like, as much as I'm saying like I want to go back to the office, I'm kind of worried about what's going to happen when I do. Like, am I going to be able to stay awake for that? Like, am I going to be able to get up, get there in time, stay there for 8 hours awake? Where's my naps going to fit? So, same time as buying that palette, I got a Zoeva shader brush. And the number for this is 239. Is that familiar for anybody as the number for a shader brush? It is a bit bigger and fluffier than the shader brushes I'm used to, but I wanted to give it a try. So, yeah, there's that blue. Do you know what this blue makes me think of? Cinderella's dress in the Disney cartoon. Like, that's the blue. That's the blue for that dress. This brush is so soft. Oh my god. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to start with the eyes for just now. I'm probably going to go in with an inner corner highlight once I've got my foundation in place, because I like to do that first. Just going to dust away the tiny bit of fallout I've got. So, got the Ordinary Caffeine Solution for my under eye area. I'm just going to tap that in. I am trying to be better with my skincare just now. I've been watching a lot of the reaction videos on like mixed makeup, you know, where she watches the like Harper's Bazaar Get On Ready With Me type videos. Because it's a bit sunnier, I'm also going to put on the Revolution cream that's got SPF 30. This is the one for normal to oily skin. It's very important to take care of your skin. I should have been wearing way more SPF. I'm a bit red already, and that is not a good thing. I am not proud of that. I have got sun cream. I went out and bought some as soon as I started, you know, a couple of weeks ago, as soon as it started getting brighter. But I just need to get way better at putting it on. So, I do like this cream though. Sinks in nice and fast, which is good when you're using it before you go in to do your makeup. Yeah, I know, I've just talked about the skincare reacts and she talks about not letting your skincare dry in, but this is different. I'm trying to prepare it for makeup. Sorry. Just going to use the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. And I'm going to make sure it's definitely rubbed in properly, because this one can leave a little bit of a white cast. I'd said that in the review, and last time I used it in a video I got caught out with that as well. I hadn't blended it in completely. So I'd said in the review video for this, be extra careful if you're a little less pale than me, because if it shows up as a white cast on me, it's definitely going to show up on you. Blending it down my neck a little bit. And last but not least, the forehead. You know, it's really bad. I'm bored of the blonde hair already. I was telling myself I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to like change again already. That's too much effort. But yeah, I'm already getting kind of bored and missing having like a darker colour. Gives a bit more definition around my face, I think, when it's darker. But we're blonde. We're staying with it. So I'm going to use the Meet Your Hue foundation. And just going back to an old favourite, the Nancy Buffed Base brush. So my skin's been pretty bad. I think it's more stress related, because like I said, I have been trying with my skincare more. Definitely doing my double cleanse. Done a few more masks. But also I'm eating loads of junk food, so I should work on that next as well. Yeah, so I've got another haul coming in from a more budget brand with a few really interesting products for reviews, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be so much fun. Let's just say there's a 3-in-1 product where one of the free is not what you would expect, so that's one I'm kind of intrigued by. So under eye brightener, I'm just using the clicky one in the leopard print packaging from Revolution Pro. Picked up the wrong Nancy brush, always good. And we're really liking this eyeshadow look, even though it's not finished. I have a plan for the eyeliner that I think is going to be beautiful, so we'll see. So a few people have been saying the same thing about this whole lockdown situation, right? It's like, great, you're allowed to phone your family and friends and stuff, right? And then you phone them and it's like, yeah, I've got no news. Yeah, me neither. It's kind of how I'm starting to feel with this video. It's like, I sat down, like, I want to talk to you guys. I wanted to get ready with me. And it's like, I don't have anything to talk about. because I'm not allowed to go anywhere and do things. Like, usually I would want to talk about things I'd seen, what was coming out in the cinema, you know, whether you guys would recommend films. Can't do that. So, yeah, so I told you my skin was doing bad just now, right? So, just paint concealer everywhere you want it. So one of the discussions I've seen online on a group I'm in on Facebook was somebody talking about different slang for different areas. And one of the first things that comes to mind for me for Scotland is how we sometimes refer to nice weather like this. It's kind of like a joke one, but we will occasionally refer to weather like this as taps off. As soon as it gets remotely sunny in Scotland, loads of guys want to start running around with their top off, and you know, we're talking all sorts of guys, not just young, not just in shape, everybody, and not just in their garden. I mean sitting around in like the city centre and things like that. It's very strange. I don't feel like that's a big thing in loads of other places. People tend to keep having their top off for like the beach or the park, but not to sit in like the high street. They'll even try and walk into shops like that. It's to me it's really bizarre, and I grew up here and I'm saying it's bizarre. But anyway, next powder time. So I know what powder I want to use, but I realise I've got nothing to tap it onto. So I'll just go into Peach Perfect instead. I did buy the RCMA powder, or sorry, I got it as like a points perk thing on Beauty Bay, and I really like it, other than I wish it was in packaging a bit more like this. Although I guess when this is actually done, I could swap it in there, couldn't I? Yeah, so do you guys have any weird expressions where you grew up? The other one that always gets people in Scotland as well is when we talk about going for the messages. So, like, I accept that that's a weird one, even though I grew up with it. So your messages is your shopping, like food shopping. So you can get messages. Or these days you queue to get into the shop to get your messages. Well, that's starting to ease up a little bit. So last time I went to the shop I didn't have to queue to get in at all. And I barely noticed any restrictions as well on what I could buy, which makes a nice change. It's starting to feel a tiny bit closer to the world I'm familiar with, basically. So, let's finish up my face, because I have my contour brush, and I have my contour. So this is running really low now, and literally working like a frame around the edge on it. I find there's even enough left to bother trying to repress it, which is kind of annoying, but hey. It's always going to get to that stage at some point. So blending that in really well. This is the Peru Clay eyeshadow from the Body Shop. Like, the shade is Peru Clay. I just think it's the perfect cool toned contour shade for the paler among us. And Body Shop's pretty accessible most places, I would say. You know, I know what blusher I want, and it's the one I just used the other day, so it's going to be really boring, but sorry, it's what I want to play with. H&M Cameo Pink. I think we'll go nicely with this. So I've mainly been doing my makeup down in my room these days, because Flynn's happier down there, his toys are down there, his water bowl's down there, and I can let him up on the bed beside me if he's getting lonely. So this blusher has been living up here, which is why I haven't used it and why I'm kind of weirdly missing it. What do I want to use highlight wise? I know. Let's stick to the Anastasia theme and go in with Moonchild palette. Oh, blue eyes, because we've got blue on the eyes. That seems like a sensible plan. So, and I could have done Blue Moon, but to me it looks more lilac-y, so. And actually I'm glad I picked up this palette because now when I look at something. So I'm just thinking there's a shimmery pink shade in the palette, the eyeshadow palette. Is it similar to Pink Heart or am I imagining it? They're not dissimilar, are they? Let's have a nosy. Okay, no, so the one from the palette has got a lot more kind of like peachy tones to it. And it's a bit finer. Okay, cool. It's really pretty, which is good because that's what I'm going in with next, because that's being my inner corner colour. If I can find a teeny tiny brush for that, you'll do. So there is two kind of glitter shades in this as well, but I'm not feeling glitter today. I'm not feeling it with this look either, although if I had a really fine brush I could have done like a kind of cut crease with the glitter, that would have been cool. So this is kind of going on much more subtle than I had expected. I'm going to really load it up on my brush, like I'm really getting in there. And it's still quite subtle. Oh well, it's pretty, but I wish it had a bit more like wow factor to it. I almost feel like I could use that, you know, more like as a halo eye. If you wanted to do a pink halo, that would do really nicely for that. But it's not the pow inner corner highlight that I normally would want. Sorry. Okay, so I'm skipping my brows. I don't really know what's going on with the whole brow situation with the blonde hair. I did buy the bleached pomade from Kat Von D. I don't like it. And yeah, I almost feel like just like the kind of fade I get from my foundation and powder and things kind of working a bit onto it looks a bit more natural than if I put any brow gels through it. And if I put any brow gels through it, it kind of clears off some of that foundation and it just kind of doesn't really help, basically. So I've just got this teeny tiny little liner brush. Look, it actually says my tiny liner, and this is from my Kitco, which I got on ta-da, Beauty Bay. And I've got the eyeliner from Colourpop in Joyride, because I thought this would be a bit more of an interesting way to finish this up, although mine is really dried out. Like completely pulled away from the sides of the pot, dried out. No! Okay, I think I've managed to get enough of it sort of working. No, I haven't. Oh, that's really sad because I've only used that once. What have I got around here that might be good for reviving that? Nothing. Tiny touch of micellar water. It's gonna have to do it. I did think when I was opening it there that the lid felt a tiny bit loose, but it was also still in its box, so I thought it would have been fine. I might have put way too much micellar water on there. I've almost got a watercolour now. Whoopsie. I really should buy like Duraline from Inglot, because that's a great product for kind of like reviving dried out products. Okay, I think this will work now. If not, I'm about to screw up the entire Get Ready With Me with one product, which is an achievement. There we go. Flynn's just relocated for where he wants to lie down and nap. Not done a very good job of this. Been using the Inglot liner a lot recently. I went to say really recently and lately at the same time, and nearly came out really. And it's just a really soft kind of gel liner, and I think that's kind of throwing me working with this a little bit. But I really like this. Shh, Flynn. 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 It gets really angsty when there's people moving around in the building and stuff. So, second to last step, I've got my mascara. This is the Tasty Peach from My Heart Revolution. Just thought I'd stick with the fruit theme, you know. I do like that mascara. Again, I left it up here as I haven't been using it, so this might go in my bag to come back downstairs. Sorry, I'm hiding off camera. I was thinking I should go in with a red lip, but I'm kind of not feeling that. Ooh. Let's just see what I've got sitting around me and choose. Definitely not that one. First choice, bad. Also bad. Nude would not be good with this. No, probably too dark. Red it is then. So this is the Lava Lips in the shade Rebirth from Anastasia. Definitely one of my favourite red lipsticks. How cool is that? Definitely fits with that eyeshadow. As in, it's kind of a pinky red rather than like an orange or brick red. I love Anastasia lipsticks so much. Oh, I need a bit more on this side, don't I? Okay, so, oh, I had some cherry hair slides to put in as well, didn't I? Let's see. I got these on ASOS forever ago and just never used them. But they work for today. So I don't usually like having my hair completely off my face, so what I'll do is pull up my kind of bangs, fringe area forward and then pin the rest back a little bit, and there we go. Try and hide that a little bit more. So that is my finished look. I do really like this palette. I don't think it's going to be the most standalone palette just in terms of the colours, because there's only really one shade that you can use as a crease shade, and it's the one we use today. The green is just too bright, and I think if you use that with the red in the crease, you're going to look a little bit Christmassy. And then we've got a pinky pink, a slightly more corally shade, and the two glitters. So in fact, that one might have made an interesting highlight for the inner corner. Let's do it. Why not? Let's just add some glitter. Oomph up. Yeah, because that definitely complements very nicely with that shade that we had on already. It's almost just like the glitter version of it, if you guys can see that. So yeah, I'm happy with this. If you guys get any questions, any requests, leave them down below. I am going to go and sit in front of a fan instead of in front of a ring light because I am baking just now. Bye guys. Ooh, colourful wave.